IP Farms. Got the truck in the shop. Gonna get started on that. I'm not sure if I'll get to that this afternoon or tomorrow. I'm off work now for several days, and like I said, me and the wife's gonna head off to the beach here shortly, so looking forward to that. I'm gonna try to get a few things done this afternoon and tomorrow. I thought I might do a little recap style video here, just for some of the newer subscribers that I know I did the tour videos and explained a whole lot way back in the very beginning. Got quite a few videos since then doing the daily upload, so thought it might bring everybody up to par if they haven't watched the old videos. So if you've been a follower from the beginning, this will be kind of a little repeat here, but need to make a trip down in the bottomland, see how things are going after meeting with a local agency the other day. I'm going to divulge a little bit more information on that and show you what we're up against and what's to come and plans for that area. So it's a little windy today. I apologize for that if it gets a little breezy in the camera, but we'll do the best we can. So let's take a walk. Okay, I'm not real sure how this is going to work with the background noise and the wind and me blabbing my mouth, but in case anybody hasn't figured it out, we have a sewer easement right of way that runs right through the bottomland. That's the local agency from here locally. And what they did, we've had 2 sewer lines in this property since the 60s. They put one in 1960. I think the other one was put in around 1990. And what they done this last year, I should say, came in and did away with the 2 older ones and put a bigger one in, and really just made a huge mess, to be perfectly honest with you. The camera doesn't do any justice to it, but I'm standing on a bank. I'll pan around here easy. Like I said, you're not going to be able to tell anything in the camera, but where the lush green grass is, that's original field, and where the brown starts is, of course, the right-of-way that went through. Where I'm standing right here, down to that area, is about 75 feet, and I'm about 3 to 3.5 feet higher here on grade now since the easement came through. And the reason for that is there's a major highway right here. You can see the cars passing, but they had to bore under that highway with a huge pipe. I think it was an 84-inch encasement pipe, and all the dirt that came out of that hole that they bored, 200, 300 feet long, I think, got put on this hillside right here, which is fine. I understand they couldn't get rid of it. They just wasted the dirt up here, and it's changed the whole lay of this outside field right here. Like I said, this field used to be pretty much level, and I'm 3.5 feet higher. I'll pan over here and see. I don't know if you can tell it in the camera. Probably not, but right here's a prime example. Where my finger is the level of the dirt now, and you pan down to where the bushes are. That's the original grade. 3.5 feet of fill, just left that way, not put back to original grade like it was supposed to be, and that's what we've been dealing with. So we'll start out here, show you a little bit of it. Of course, there is a manhole, and we'll walk back down this way. I'll just leave the camera on for a second. I don't know how the sun's going to be right here. Okay, this is the issue that I have. You've got 3.5 feet of field behind me. I'm walking down here to a low spot, which is probably 90 to 100 feet down, and there's a pond, basically a stagnated water pond that was created when the line was put in. So why would you not take the dirt that you left 3.5 foot high and pull it down here and regrade some of this? There, sun's glaring probably right in front of my finger. On the other side of the water is another manhole. So this is a low area, and they just left it. This is totally unacceptable. This is floodplain down here, but it's not ever held water. And while I'm here, I'll cut the camera off in a second. Where I started, just showed you, we're going to go all the way down the bottomland, and all the water drains this way. The big creek is over here that I showed in a previous tour video. So all the water drains that way, or at least it used to. Bring you back in a second. Okay, the wind's picking up. Just for reference, we're a third of the way down the bottomland. Right here my fingers are is the edge of the easement. pan over. There is original grade. A third of the way down here, we're about 12 to 14 inches high. Now granted, I just showed you the low spot that's holding water, that's a pond, that is actually below the original grade. Moving on. Hopefully the wind's behind me, it's not too bad. While I'm here, I'm standing right here at the little creek, which is what we consider the dividing point of the bottom land. My finger over along that tree line over there, there's a lot of hills and valleys right there. It's kind of uneven. Granted, doesn't hold water. It drains back to this little creek. But my ultimate goal is from this little creek over, all the way over to that tree line, which is the big creek, all the way back to where we were, where all the dirt's piled up, is planting area and field. Possibly take out the tree line down there. I'm not sure. I may just kind of do this field one way and do the other one the other. But I explained all this in the tour videos in the beginning, so if any of you guys are new, kind of give you an update of whatever. All these trees out here, I have not cleared any of this. I just bush hogged that. And of course, all this over here was done with the sewer line project, so I haven't made it to this side yet. While we're here, the little creek, like I said, this pans down from the pond area back on a tour video again and runs into the main creek. So the new sewer line is about, well, I'll line you up with a manhole. You can see the concrete, so it comes through the little creek about here, which is fine. The old lines were down here. We're still following the creek bed, and as you can see, stopped with the bank rehabilitation where they dug. This was an issue. One line was there, one line was there. The lines are still in the ground, but they came in and dug along the bank and capped them off to get it out of the creek. I understand that. It's not an active line anymore, but they had to cap it off. So all this area right here was dug. And this is a big argument point we've had. Right here is about 4 or 5 feet lower than where I'm standing. Right behind that, if I don't get too long-winded here, is the big creek. It looks more like a stream when it's not raining a whole lot. Okay, the big creek, as we call it here. The small creek feeds in right through here. So when the big creek floods, it backs up in here, which the bank now I'm standing on, right over there where I was, I'm at about the same level as I was to begin with. But this hole, which is right here, was dug and disturbed, and so all that water channels out, and it's like a huge funnel, and it just pans out into the bottom land right here. I'm 43 years old. I've never seen as much water in this bottom as I have this past year once this line came through. Keep that in mind. The sun's probably in your eyes. Where my hand is the dividing point. To the left is the right of way, the sewer line. To the right is original land. As we get down here closer, I'll show you the water issue. This is the other portion of the bottom land that I plan on planting when we get all this situated. Goes back around, and right there where the riprap is the little creek we just spoke of. Okay, so here's the beginning of the major water problem. I've got a pointer out here. This area that doesn't have any grass is where the contractor ran his equipment up and down through the bottom here, and I'll pan over. Their right-of-way stops over there. So they were off the right-of-way 30-40 feet, which is no problem at all. This was before I got started down here, no problem at all. The problem is that running 100 times over this, if not more, with a 973 track loader, I believe it was a 450 Komatsu track hoe. You all know what that stuff weighs. time and time again getting out of here because all this over here on the right of way was a sloppy, muddy mess. Again, no issues at all. But you can see the water line here, and what it is the water's backing up, and it just keeps backing up and backing up and backing up. Okay, I'm getting long-winded as I anticipated. I think this is already up to 9 or 10 minutes, so I'll wrap this one up for right now. Keep this spot in mind. Part 2 will begin right here, where we just talked about the water issue. Thank you all for watching. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Share the video, get it out there. Might be someone else interested in some of this stuff. Thumbs up if you like what you see, thumbs down, I understand. I talked a lot about this whole project down here, haven't really gone into detail, so I thought it was high time I would let everybody in and understand what we've been dealing with and what's going on, and I'll detail the rest of it in the next video. Until next time, thank you.